Hello, this is the Joseph Evaldi Podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Evaldi. And on tonight's Joseph Evaldi Podcast, I'm going to discuss a little bit about my audiobook. Kindle Your Writing. How to make your Kindle book great. And first, let me give you a premise of why this podcast is going to be on writing a Kindle book. I have written many Kindle books, and it's an experience. Each Kindle book is a process, or whatever book. It could be from Barnes & Nobles, you could do independent, you could do it through a book publishing company. But there are many different sources that are available for the writer. And there's brainstorming, there's coming up with ideas, there's outlining, and then eventually there is coming up with the book. Why do I discuss this? Well, it's important. People need to know if they have a memoir to write, if they have a muse that they're working on. Maybe they aren't sure about how to approach writing a book. I mentioned Kindle Your Writing, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a Kindle. There's Google, there's Barnes & Noble's Press, there's Apple, there's many different outlets. But in this book in particular, it's about a Kindle. So without further ado, let me play the introduction to the book, Kindle Your Writing, How to Make Your Kindle Book Great.
Introduction. As previously mentioned, it was 20 years ago that I wanted to be a writer. I didn't know how this dream would be fulfilled. I went to college, not studying what I truly wanted. I enjoyed writing, and I needed to learn. I just didn't enjoy what I wrote in school, except for a few subjects. Ironically, I turned 2 papers into books for Kindle many years later. I always had the passion to write, and keeping self-motivated as a key to writing. Now, anyone could put out anything, and it could sell, but that didn't discourage me. I wanted to kindle my writing. I wanted everything that I put out there to be meaningful. From my earlier work till now, I had the notion of making money. But as I worked towards writing, whenever I wanted to make money, I became emptier. Now, even though money making is important, helping and doing what I love is more important. And it's like the tide. Reasons such as this are why I am writing a book called Kindle Your Writing. It is true that you need to find a niche and work that niche, but I didn't start that way. My writing has been all over the place. I write a little bit about everything. I've written Kindle books on self-help, business, money, groups, the Zen path, and a book about wrestling in the past year. I wanted to write a little of what I've learned. And the beautiful thing about the Kindle is you could write in many different fields. I want to have others experience life through my work. Some are new and some are old, but they are an embodiment of my life. And through these works, I later found my identity. I found what I was good at. I found what my strengths and weaknesses are. I found out how to format my book. I may not be a professional and have it professionally done, but I've learned things along the way. I've enjoyed the fun parts of writing a book and endured the parts that I didn't enjoy. In this book, I will teach you some stuff you already know and teach you stuff that you need to reinforce your skills in writing a book. This book is divided into 3 parts, each containing a few chapters. There are 2 parts to the writing process, and that is the application part and the marketing part. In part 1, the application process, I will discuss how to get started with writing a book, brainstorming your ideas. And then, once you've brainstormed the ideas, I discuss about writing down a basic outline, and then writing the book. After it is finished, I discuss formatting, where to go for a cover, and editing. I even discuss how to set up the process to upload your book to Amazon Kindle. Part 2 is the format process. There are things you need to know about the format process for the Amazon Kindle, such as description, categories, keyword, title, etc. In Part 3, the marketing process, I discuss how you can market your book. What can you do online? And other advertising techniques you can do to enhance your book. If you don't have any money, no need to fear. There are many things you can do. In the end, you will kindle your experiences and the time you have spent. The work you put into your book is what you will get out of it. And most importantly, as you are writing for yourself, and most importantly, just as you are writing for yourself, you are also writing for your reader. It is that which decides your fate as a writer. Make every moment you put in memorable. Your moment is their moment too.
Okay, that was Kindle Your Writing, How to Make an Amazon Kindle Book Great. Written by Joseph Evaldi and narrated by Chiquita Joaquim Cresta. And it is available on Amazon, Audible, and iTunes. Back to the podcast. Yes, well, that is just a little sample of the book. I'm going to give 2 more clips. I'm going to discuss a little bit about the process of Kindle writing. And you brainstorm, you write a book, you put the chapters, you outline, you get it done, and then what do? How is the format? Well, with KDP, you go to KDP, then there's just a list. You have the tags, you have the categories, you want to select what's that's fitting for the book. Maybe you cover one area, maybe you need to switch it to another to get sales. This is just some techniques that you need to do as a writer. And make sure your book gets the sales that it needs. Maybe it's not getting the sales that it needs in the topic. But that's one area. Covers. With a cover, you could outsource it. You could go to Fiverr. They have good sales, good covers, and The cover is your vision on what your book could look like. Maybe you have a friend who could do it. Maybe you could do it there. You never know. But this is the vision that you want your book to live and look like. It's the vision that you want, and it's the imprint that you want. Now, I know books may not have that appeal. Maybe somebody wants an audiobook. That's okay. In an audiobook, you want that right narrator to cover the point. For example, I wrote a book called Evolution of the Squared Circle, the Production of Professional Wrestling. In that book, even though I've been criticized with the book not being on point and not discussing about the production of professional wrestling, and even though I discussed the behind the scenes, which I wanted to discuss in the book, I found the right narrator for the role. And even though there were misspellings and stuff like that and missayings, but you know what? It covered what I wanted in the audiobook. And the job was well done. People want perfection in a book. Sometimes writing doesn't entail the perfection of it. Sometimes it's perfect to the writer, but it might not be perfect to others. It raises criticism. However, in criticism, something happens. In criticism, you find what you're weak at. You find what you're good at. You find out what you can improve in, etc. It also leads to what can take place for marketing of a book. Now, I may have not been the most successful writer, but I did do some marketing for the budget that I had, and I was working on a small budget. But I did okay, considering that I had little to no budget to work on. And sometimes writing is like that. You might not have the budget to put into the book, but it might be a good book and it might sell. That's why category and tags are very important. But right now, I'm going to take it to a break, and I'm going to play another clip that I would like to know, that you would like to know about this book. That's an audiobook. Kindle Your Writing, How to Make a Kindle Book Great.
Chapter 12. Blogging. Blogging is a way to spread the word about your book and do it in a clever way. You can't outright just say you have a book coming out unless you are giving everyone an update. Or you can talk about something related to your book and plug your book in there. But first, I'm going to talk about what is a blog. What is a blog? Blogging is a short article written by you about your genre. It could be something in the news,